watering the plants. So in our front yard around our water feature, we have a bunch of little plants and a garden, but we were watering it all by hand, and my wife was getting really tired of having to water everything by hand. The garden hose was both time consuming and wasteful. I actually went to Home Depot and just scavenged around, and I found the irrigation section full of drip supply stuff. So before I take this out front and actually install it, I figured it wouldn't hurt to just bring it all together and show you what I'm using. So this 1/2-inch drip hose is really versatile and easy to use, and it wasn't that expensive, so I bought this. I got this to split my hose faucet. So this is a pressure regulator. I had to be careful because I almost bought the wrong threads. They had two different kinds of these. One was threaded for PVC pipe threads, one was for the hose thread, so I had to make sure I got the hose thread. After that, I got the hose thread adapter to go onto that 1/2-inch line. So this fitting here is barbed on the inside, so when you push this 1/2-inch flex line into this fitting, it catches on those barbs and it won't pull back out. So we're going from the hose faucet to these pieces here. Now, in between these, if you ask a professional, I'm sure there'll be professionals in my comments, you should have a filter on here. If I was on well water, I would 100% have a filter on here, but they were $10 at the cheapest, and I'm trying to save as much money as I can. If I want to put a filter on it later, I can. I just didn't feel like it at the moment. I'm going to try it without it. I knew ahead of time that I wanted to split this into two different sections of my yard, so I got this thing, which is just a 1/2-inch drip tee, again with the same slip fitting. These fittings press into the pipe, and then you can take your 1/4-inch hose off of this fitting. So they sell hole punches for these to make these easier, but this stuff is pretty thin. And again, because I'm trying to save money, I didn't want to buy a hole punch. And I found, just messing around, that the tip of this spray spike punches a hole. I'm gonna have to be careful not to punch all the way through the back side of the hose, but there's my hole punch. And then this presses in till it pops, and you can pull on it and it doesn't pull back out. Our fittings down to our 1/4-inch pipe is when I can take it to my plants and put in either the little dripper itself, which again just has a little barbed fitting that slips into the hose here, or I'm gonna go to my sprays, and so that's the plan. So Cassie and I are gonna roll this drip line out to the plants we need it on, and when we're done, we're gonna get fresh mulch and some fresh granite to cover it all and maybe put some new pathways in. So we're gonna do that now. Okay, so pro tip, when you're rolling this out, if you just pull it straight, it keeps these curves in it and then it kinks really easily. Your best bet is to just take this plastic off and keep the rolls in it, but then roll it out. Like actually roll this. What are you doing?
That's cool.
Oh, I thought that was, do you think I'm an idiot? Look.
No, I was like, how did you do that?
So, but when you actually roll it like this, it sort of bends the line straight so that it doesn't have as much of a tendency to roll back up again and kink. Whereas if you just pull this out, it keeps those, well, right there, see, it kinks. And you don't want that. So you want to keep it rolled up, and then, like I said, actively unroll it to get it straight. And if it's warm out, I'll even give it a shake to kind of get those bends out of the line, and the heat will kind of make it flexible, and then it will stay where you lay it down. And then obviously stakes help with that. And I forgot to buy stakes, so we're gonna just have to be careful with it. If you do end up getting a kink in it, don't stress about it too much. Just give it a nice pinch, and you can sort of work the kink back out. And then once it's straight, it should hold back in place. So they designed fittings for these ends to cap it off, but all those fittings really do is just kink it. So pretty much any way that you can kink this off is fine. If you've got some electrical tape or a piece of 1-inch PVC pipe that you can slip over this. I'm just gonna use some of this wire that I have, and I'm just gonna tie this up real good. As long as this is kinked, no water is gonna flow through this. Alright, it's getting dark. I'm gonna hook up some of these fittings onto these plants to get the drippers going and maybe test run it tonight, and then we'll pick this back up next time. So with 3 sprays on our tomatoes, pumpkins, and apple trees, our garden area is well covered, and the rest of our plants and shrubs just have the individual drippers. I believe the ones I got are 2 gallons per hour. So at full water pressure, if I run it for a half hour, every plant gets about a gallon, which I think is more than enough in some seasons. I also went ahead and I put one of those larger drippers in our water feature, so that will help maintain a water level. When we water the plants, it also waters the pond. I went ahead and I bought a bag of stakes as well, some metal stakes to hold the drip line in place, and now we are ready to just cover it with bark and granite so we never see it. Alright, so this was just one of those things that's going to make yard maintenance so much easier. It's a big time saver and a big water saver, and I think our plants are just going to be happier from it. So that's it for this video. If this was helpful in any way, please leave me a like down below. You can leave any questions you have in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. Otherwise, subscribe and follow along. We'll see you guys in the next video.